Back to little Timmy. How many keys does it take to start the 747? Well, first, you got to realize that in a smaller airplane, the keys are about that big, but that's a small single-engine airplane. So realize that a key in a 747 is obviously much bigger. So you got the key to the door. You got to open up the door, and then you come up the stairs. That's one key. Then you got to get into the cockpit, into the flight deck. So the flight deck key is 2 keys. And once you get into the cockpit, you got to start the auxiliary power unit, the APU. So that's 3 keys. And then we got 4 engines. So now we're up to 7 keys. But there is one more additional key, and that's the bathroom key. And like in anyhow, the truth of the matter is there's 0 keys. 0 keys to start a 747. How you start a 747, unlike a single-engine airplane, you start it using air pressure, and I'll show you a picture in a second of where we get the pressure, where we're reading the pressure. The air pressure comes from the 5th jet engine on this airplane. It's located in the tail, and it's called an auxiliary power unit, APU. It's actually a jet engine. It's the same jet engine they use on Learjets, so it's a pretty good size engine. That APU provides electrical power and what's known as pneumatics, which means air. Okay, so you get the air pressure out that goes to the engines. It's not a starter generator like on some airplanes. I used to think that was, because I used to fly other jets that have starter generator. It's not. It's pneumatic air. Air is pushed into the engine, makes the fan blade spin, you introduce the fuel, the fire, and that's how it starts. One thing you notice when you're in the cabin of the airplane is you notice that when you're usually leaving the gate, the air above your head and the air nozzle shuts off. What's happening is that they've shut off the airflow to the back of the airplane, and you're going to make you uncomfortable for a short period of time because they're going to use all the air they can get and direct it towards the engine. So there's nothing wrong with the airplane when they shut that air off. It's just a short time while they use all that air to get to the engine to start the engine. The reason there again is, you know, short time uncomfortable for you, but you know it's $1 million engine, so they're going to say, hey, sorry, we're going to try and save $1 million engine. Anyhow, that's what that is when the air shuts off. The next thing you see when you're sitting in the back of the airplane is the lights flicker after all the engines start. And the reason the lights flicker is because, remember I said, you get air and electrics from the APU. Well, the APU was running all the electrical systems until the engines have been started. Now that the engines are running, you start getting the airflow back over your head, and then you see the lights flicker, you know. And what's happening is they're transferring the electrical power from the auxiliary power unit, from the APU, to the respective engine generator. So those are the 2 things you see back there, the air shutting off and the lights flickering. That's what's happening.